millions of lives lost, not only physically but mentally as well, the Product of Me documentary is on a mission to inspire the young men that are living in poverty-stricken communities, that are going through difficult situations, and that are lost in this world without a sense of direction. With hopes of inspiring you to make a difference, I challenge you to learn from the lives of the 5 guys presented in this documentary. They have taken the time to tell you about their personal lives, of how they either became a product of their environment or a product of themselves. So, with that being said, I present to you A Product of Me, the documentary.
That's your fucking fault. I don't give a fuck if your mama ain't teach you shit, nigga. At a certain age, you know, get money.
It's still their fault for producing something as stupid as
Don't put his face on us. This dude just catch the hand.
I told we gonna have to wait another time to get this shit.
Come on, you don't put your face on him, you straight.
Shoot, I mean, this is basically where I'm living at, man. This is the home, this is the bag, clothes, laundry, foot bag on deck. There's nothing really in the whip, man. I try to keep the whip as clear as possible. I don't want everybody's eyes up in the car, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? He's won last competition for the last 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Nigga dance name cholesterol, straight up. Okay, yeah. Okay, my name is T. Evans, better known as Barber T.
That's a lie.
Chill, man.
Nah, I didn't mess with you. Go ahead, bro.
First and foremost, I was known for cutting hair. You know what I mean? I started in the projects, cutting in the porch, celebrity stylist or what have you. Then I ventured off into another lane, which is filmmaking and film producing.
Come tell them where you at. Come tell them where you at. Tell them where you at.
Come on, I'm trying to live and survive.
She survived.
That's right.
This life.
Come here and say, hey, they won't do much.
Exactly. Twin, aka Fat Twin, some of y'all might know me. AKA whatever else you want to call it. AKA, damn, I see that nigga from the same store all the time. Yeah, that's me.
I'm Jiggy Myers. I'm into sound design, Foley, and I'm a recording engineer, and I do a whole lot of other stuff that don't have anything to do with why he's asking me these questions. So that's it.
My name is Stephen Barrington. I'm an actor. That's what I do for a living. Every day is a constant grind, just in the pursuit of what my dreams are and everything that I've worked so hard in order to achieve.
I'm Gerald Bird. I'm an artist, a council member, an educator here in Carrollton. I'm a pet collector. As you can tell, I have pets in the background. I represent the people of West Carrollton in Carrollton, Georgia. It's predominantly Black and Hispanic. I'm known for, I guess, being a people person. But I say this, they're not with me because they trust me. I'm at City Hall alone because they know Bird's got it. He knows what we want. He knows who we are. He's one of us. They don't have a person at City Hall who has not walked in their moccasins. They don't have a person at City Hall who has not starved. They don't have a person at City Hall who's father didn't walk out on them, you know. I experienced a lot of the same things that they've experienced and a lot of the same things that they're experiencing right now.
Them are all the uncle right here, man, you know. Everywhere I go, I know people, good people, man. Everywhere we go, man. Been out here, just in the hood, man, you know, down there all my life. That's where I grew up at, but shit. Been out here doing my thing since I was about 12, 13. Basically, out here on the block, just. Started up off a little bit of that small ass soundgram or mid, sacking it up. Remember, back in the day when me and my cousin would just get us a little soundgram or mid and just smoke that shit, but some way we prevailed to just always have our same little dog to go get another sound from the nigga around the corner. But now shit, it's our turn and we them nigga that got that shit now, but you know, shit, on the block, everything goes, baby.
I was actually raised by the television. That's how I became an actor. A lot of times my mother was working, 2-3 jobs just to, support me and my brother and my sister. So the television was my babysitter. And just from watching that, that's how I was able to become an actor now. Growing up in Durham, North Carolina, it wasn't exactly just like the nicest city, especially like in the urban communities, especially in our schools. And with that being said, I ended up, mixing in with different crowds, but I always knew and I always felt like I was smarter than others, so I always did my own. I always did my own dirt just to keep it, under wraps. The less people you have in your circle, the less you have to worry about.
I'm a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I was raised on the west side of Atlanta, Georgia. Raised in the projects of Techwood. Raised in the projects of Harris Homes. All throughout the west side. My story is, I come from adversity. When I was 3 years old, my mom was sent to penitentiary for armed robbery, so I had to go to school with the ridicule of your mother being a prisoner, an inmate, which was hard. A lot of people don't understand that being raised without one of your parents, it does something to your life. It's up to you whether or not you want to let that reason hold you back. And I chose not to let it hold me back.
I mean, I was raised, I had two parents in the household. I had a mother and a stepfather that I didn't really know I didn't know he was my stepfather till years later or whatever. I lived on Long Island in a little town that was kind of like we had projects and heroin and cocaine and crack and all the other shit like everybody else. But I lived in this little house and I had a backyard, I had to cut the grass and all that shit, but when I wanted to go to the store, I had to pass by drug dealers and crack and all that stuff like that, and I became a product of that environment eventually, like most of us did.
Oftentimes when I tell people I'm from the projects, they'll say, I don't believe that. You don't act like you're from the projects. But my mother always said, because we lived in the projects doesn't mean that the projects necessarily had to live in us. I don't know if I necessarily agree with what my mother said, because I think the projects do live in me. And that environment where I was born does live in me every single day, because I learned those necessary survival skills while I was there. Not only was I formally educated, but I was somewhat educated in the streets as well. Am I going around breaking out windows and robbing and stealing and thugging? Not necessarily.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this is a long time coming, because growing up in Techwood, if y'all know about Techwood, it was the first projects in the United States of America. And there wasn't no place to be fucked up with, period, point blank. All that hard shit, all these young dudes that's running the streets now, just living in gated communities, dog. We ain't have none of that, for real. Like John Hope University, Summer Hill, Capitol Home, Perry Home, Thomasville, Dixie Hill, you know what I'm saying, Bowen Home. All of these were places where generations and generations were trained to not do anything. If you don't believe what I'm saying, if you can look back, going to your grandmama's or your relatives' house, they used to be sitting up waiting for that check, for real. And the rent was what, $0 to $28. They made it feel like that's all life was. All you gotta do is sit back and get this check, you know what I'm saying? And I fell victim to the whole little circle too, but I know there was something better. You know what I mean? Being in Techwood, seeing these pregnant ladies come buy dope, you understand me? Seeing all my partners get shot and killed, seeing females get knocked off. Females had a lot more heart than a lot of these dudes. So I learned a lot to see a lot of people that were doing bad or made the wrong decisions. God spared me. I had a partner come in here around me today. Last time I seen him was 17 years ago. And he asked me to go on the lick with him. I told him, I said, nah, man, I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna try to switch it up, you know what I mean?
None of us knew that we were products of our environment because it was every day. It just kind of was what it was. We didn't even know that we were products. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not products. We're people who live in a place that seemingly the government wanted to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't learn until later on that you cannot grow cocaine here. You know, you can't grow the coca leaf here at all. You know, we don't grow poppy seeds. So heroin and cocaine is brought over here, and we don't run the customs. So somebody has to let it in. I'm not saying everybody's straight or everybody's crooked, but that shit was dropped off into our neighborhoods for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a reason. You know, AIDS, man, we got 5,000-year-old churches in Germany and shit like that, and AIDS didn't come around till fucking crack. It was like AIDS and crack and AIDS, however it was. Ronald Reagan, he's a genius. Like, he fucked up 3 decades of minority people in this country. With that move, that one move, that double boom boom, fucked us all up. I know niggas still on crack.
When I first decided to become an actor, I had already kind of been mixed up in the wrong situations, making bad choices, bad decisions, and acting honestly saved my life. I was selling weed, and I was literally about to make a decision to go, you know, to graduate and start selling maybe cocaine or crack, and like it was weighing so heavy on me, like I was thinking about it like constantly, and but I knew that I wanted to be an actor as well, and that's what kind of propelled me to a different direction. I even reached the point of losing everything. Almost committed suicide at one point in my life about 2.5 years ago, because I was so stressed. I'd been so used to having the fast money, the instant gratification, and it almost took me out. But thankfully, if it wasn't for a good friend of mine who had actually been through the process that I was going through of coming out of the streets and not be so stuck on not having anything, because I still had my life. Regardless of how I lost all my car, my home, and everything. Right now, I live in this car right here. I'm sitting in. This is my home. And it's at this point, it's by choice. But it's funny because I feel like I've been prepared all my life for these points. At the age of 10, me and my whole family, we were homeless, living in a brand new car at that. And you know, when your mother teaches you how to take a bath in a car, you prepared for a lot of different things, yo, a lot of different things.
Shit, I saw this shit coming back in the 3rd grade, man. My teacher just pointed me out in front of the class and just was like, you gonna be a thug. When you grow up, you gonna be a thug. And I just laughed at her, went home and told mama about it. Mama came back up the next day, cussed her ass out, goddamn.
My main motivation was, like any other child lacking, being without. I learned how to cut hair myself, being without a haircut. Tired of going to school with a nappy head. But what was the breaking point to make me feel as though I didn't have to hustle or sell dope, because I used to hustle, sell dope, or whatever it took. Because I used to believe nothing was illegal until you got caught, until I got caught. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at the TV one day on VH1, and I seen an artist whose hair I used to cut when he first started, Young LA, and it kind of like lifted my whole spirit. But before Young LA, I was cutting Shawty Shawty. He introduced me to a lot of the whole world. They even flew me all the way to California to cut hair for Nick Cannon's Wild 'N Out show. You probably see me in the audience or what have you. I was writing for Shawty and And that changed my life for a whole lot, for real, for real. So from that point on, I just knew if I could put forth the effort, that I could make it work. And I knew that I had to show these young brothers and sisters, look, bro, it's something bigger than what you're doing right now.
Nothing was ever handed to me. I always had to work. I can remember my brother and sister, and I'm probably gonna get too candid in this interview. Sometimes my parents would give them what they wanted. The things I wanted were out of the ordinary. I wanted parrots, I wanted chickens, I wanted a sheep, I wanted a cow. My mother wouldn't buy me those things. Those weren't the proper toys for a boy to, or any child to want to play with or to possess. So I remember once when I was a kid, I asked my mother to buy me a rabbit. She said, no, I ain't buying you no rabbit, boy. You don't need no rabbit. Go outside and play with everybody else. You know what I did? I went and got a rake and a bag. And I went to every neighborhood asking people, knocking on the door, do you have something I can do? Can I rake your yard? By the end of the day, I had enough money to go purchase a rabbit food, and a water bottle and all the accessories. I walked from the projects to downtown Carrollton to a little pet shop called Wet Pets and purchased myself a rabbit, brought it back home, and it lived for a long, long time in the project.
Shit, what made me start just hustling, period, I don't look at it as selling that or doing that. I hustle, I'm a hustler. That shit been running through my veins since I was a young nigga. Shit, running around university home, nigga. These folks pass out some little packs of sample of skin so soft, nigga. And me and my folks, we'll just grab them little packs and steal them from their ass and just go around the hood. We selling little packs of skin so soft lotion, nigga, for $1 for a little bit of that pack, nigga. When I did that shit, I was a young nigga. I knew for that $1, nigga, it's gonna happen, nigga. I'ma make it happen. Whatever I gotta do to get that $1. Not none of that gay ass bullshit type shit y'all nigga be on, man. But whatever I gotta do to take care of my business, however I gotta take care of my business, I'm gonna take care of my business to do that. I learned that since I was like 6 years old. Ever since I was 6 and I made my first $1 off some lotion that was given out for free. When I did that, I just knew from that point on, man, I'm a hustler. That shit in my blood, man. Started off selling lotion, candy and shit, peanut brittle, man, you know. Started with that shit, going on the road with that shit, man. Coming back to school, nigga, like, boy, you selling weight, you selling this or that. Nah, nigga, I'm selling candy, nigga, I'm just a hustler, nigga. While y'all nigga was out on the weekend, going the fuck off, chilling with your hoes and your buddy and kidding and this shit, nigga, I wasn't doing none of that, nigga. I was on the road, nigga. Leaving Atlanta, head to Alabama or Albany, selling goddamn candy, nigga. Boxes of peanut butter, nigga. When them folks see this shit, I'm like, damn, that was that boy that goddamn sold me some of that candy who I gave a donation to. Yeah, that was me. And I'll let you know right now, your money didn't go to waste. It's going toward me and mine.
Personally, why I stopped selling crack, I was about 17 years old, and I'm walking down the street, and the man said, hey, do you got something? I said, yeah, I kind of knew him, just a neighborhood guy. And he was like, come on, you know? And I go to a house, and I'm looking at the house like, nah, little shorty live here, like, what we going in here for? Her mom, I never knew it, her mom's smoking 1,000 miles a minute. And she come out the room like, damn, you know, I didn't know you was here or whatever. Come back in my room. You ain't got to sit out here with these old ass people smoking and shit. So I go back there. I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about to hit something anyway. So I falls asleep. I wake up. And shorty, like, I guess she just couldn't take it no more. She was like, look, you want to do something? I was like, yeah. She was like, all right, let me get like 2 or something. I said, 2 what? 100? Because I don't buy a pussy. You know, I'm 17. Who buys pussy at 17? And she's like, just let me get like $2, whatever. So I get inquisitive, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, nah, I don't be hitting no pipe like them out there, whatever. I just, you know, roll me a little cigarette or something. I forgot what she called the shit. But right then and there, I just decided not to do the shit no more. Like, I went back in that room and I tried my best to sell out. I collected all the money I could get and just gave it all to him. And I never sold drugs a day in my life after that. Because anytime you 17 years old and you smoking crack, and it's not cause somebody tricked you into doing it, it's cause your moms let you do it, that's bad. That's real fucking bad.
Growing up as a child, like I said earlier, I was raised without a mom. I don't know if you all have been raised without a mom before, but it's no joke at all. I didn't know what Happy Mother's Day meant or Mama, I love you and all this and that. I had to learn that the hard way. My dad was in the street, he was a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Did women all kinds of ways, you know what I'm saying? Some people would say he was a pimp or what have you.
Your dad was a pimp.
Okay, cool, basically. My father was a pimp.
His
So
father's name is Big Smack.
you better believe it. So I had to learn throughout my childhood how to be a father because I had my child at a young age, as a teenager. I had to grow up with my child, so I had to teach and learn at the same time, and that was a hell of a job.
It just been in my blood, man. This shit run through my blood. I'm a hustler. Shit, fuck getting Uncle Tom, I'm gonna have to get me. Fuck Uncle Tom, Uncle Sam, I gotta get me. I'm Uncle Tom, I'm Uncle Sam to me. I can't be stunned by they money. Shit, I gotta make something happen for me and mine. Shit, mama ain't got no job. She asked out. Shit, me and my brother, shit, we the mans of the house. Shit, mama ain't got no man there for us. Ain't no father figure really in our life. Shit, we had to man up on our own and just make something happen for our own self. Before I know it, 13, 14 came around. Shit, welcome to the block. I was out shit.
Well, my mother was a maid, and she cleaned for all the doctors in town. Not all of them, but some of them. Doctors and lawyers and dentists and all those people. So their children were my classmates. They were my best friends, you know. And after 4th grade, my father left us. And I started to decline. I remember going to school saying, you know what? I'm not doing anything for the entire year, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And I did that. From about 5th to 8th grade, I didn't care. I didn't care at all. I was in several fights. I challenged the teachers. They would tell my mom, oh, he's very intelligent, but he's just not turning his work in. He's not doing it. I didn't do any homework. I just gave up. I thought, what's the point in living? At that time, too, I stopped. I remember breaking my glasses. I remember tearing up all my childhood toys. And what happened was I was at that pivotal point in my life where I was becoming a teenager, and I needed a man in my life to help me navigate through those teenage years. But because my father wasn't there, I took that energy and acted out in negative ways. I learned a lot, and looking back, once I turned 30, I looked back and I realized why I did what I did at that time. And I really do attribute that to my father leaving us when I was 9 years old. Again, I needed someone at that time and I didn't have anyone. And a mother can't always foster a son at that particular time where he's about to enter into manhood the way she should. And I don't fault her at all for, doing the best she could.
So it's hard to say, not to be a product of your environment, because I am a product of my environment, but I used it to my benefit. I used it to make everything I do as an artist and in film, authentic and real, because a lot of times I end up playing a lot of roles, from, a kid from the hood, and I get it. I understand it. I lived it. You know what I mean? And I played it real smart, and I never got caught. But I think about all the time. It's many days I wake up, and I literally bust into tears, because I'm just grateful that I made it. Because a lot of my friends did not make it. A lot of my friends didn't live to see 19, 20, 21. It's cats that I looked up to, hung out with, lived right around the corner from me, and end up getting murdered, and then you gotta put your house on lockdown because you don't know who's watching what or where, and I mean it's really crazy, man. It's very, very crazy to look at our communities and for people to feel like things is all right, because it's not all right. It's not. It's really not all right. It's not all right at all. And that's why, I commend Gerald Clyde. I commend his whole A Product of Me movement, because he's not saying to be a product of your environment, be a product of yourself. Like, I'm a product of me. And that's how I became really great actor. That's how I started pushing myself, because I knew that dead or in jail was the only thing that was going to be
be tolerated from the street. That's the only thing you get out of it. I don't care how long you go, you make it to 50, 60, they end up getting you. And at the end of the day, if you don't get you killing your community, so you're doing what they need you to do regardless.
I'm a product of myself, of my own aspirations and my own dedication and discipline and focus. And not saying that I'm not, made up of my mother and my father and a couple mentors that I had, and even some great people that I never got a chance to meet, just looking at their stories or whatever. But I've made my own choice to do this. I've chose not to be on the street because I'm telling you, dead or in jail, I just never believe it till I had to tell the judge that one time. Like, Mr. Melton, you've been on probation and you've been absent for 8 years. Where you been? I've been in Georgia. I got a family. I got a job. I got some paperwork here, right here. Some good letters, character references and stuff like that. Like, and she just said, why? I said, because being dead or spending the rest of my life in jail is becoming a reality. Like, y'all locking people up for nothing. Nothing at all. Don't have to be doing nothing. Just, hey, come here, get on these cuffs, and they lock you up until they figure out what to do with you. Till they figure out, like, nah, he wasn't even supposed to be here.
Like, I was speaking earlier today about trend setting and following. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm in Atlanta right now, and Atlanta is witnessing something that we never witnessed before, which is gangs and gang members that came all of a sudden. People don't realize where it came from, but I feel as though it comes from the media. You know what I'm saying? Not any disrespect to any rappers or what have you, but say for instance, like you're one of the best rappers alive, what she called herself, Lil Wayne. What he's screaming all the time is like blood this, blood that. So now you got the young kids that don't know no better, that don't have fathers. They following this figure. You know what I'm saying? What they hear, what they feel is better. So what I plan to do is give our future, the youth, something different to do. If I can make a movie, that means if you're watching me, you can do the same thing. We made a hood movie to get people's attention, and it did just that. The movie we made the first was called A Loud Pack. If you listen to the name or the title and don't give it a chance, you're like, oh, it's just another drug movie, it's an urban movie. But the message that we're portraying is the same reason why you want to be a drug dealer is the same reason why you don't want to be that.
It's something you feel. It's something in your heart, man, that just drive you. It's the passion of it, man. You feel me? It's like just the passion of it, man. It's like with the hustling shit, man, I just feel like I'm on top of the world with this shit. It's like, goddamn, I can sell a motherfucker his own shoes back off his damn feet, man. That's how just ridiculous my hustle game is. He can have them shoes on. I take my feet, sell them right back to him. When you're born to do something. God put everybody here on this earth for a reason, man. And I feel these is one of my reasons, but this is not the main reason that I'm here, though. Like, the bigger picture gonna come in the future, and I really do feel it, and I know it.
People become products of their own environment because they don't know another alternative. They don't know another way out. They haven't been shown a different road to take. Because a lot of times what happens, especially when you say a product of your environment, a lot of times that's kind of focused on the impoverished community, because that's what you are. And everybody has the gift to be great. Not everybody is shown how to use it. Not everybody even knows that they have the gift to be whatever you want to be. And that is how you become a product of yourself and not a product of your environment. Because when you come out every day, you hungry and there's no food to eat in your refrigerator. You're 11, your mom's on drugs. And this is just a scenario that I'm creating. Your sister's having a baby at 14. That was actually my story. My sister had a baby at 14. You look at the world a little differently because you're starting to accept this as life. You're starting to accept this as the way it's supposed to go. And it's not. It's not at all. And then you got some guy, you see him sitting out on the corner, he's got a fancy car, he got food to eat, he got clothes on his back, and he says, hey, look, run this down the street for me, and I'm gonna give you this. You think he's not gonna do it? It's that or nothing. And then with that being said, he starts learning a trade, a different kind of trade, a trap trade. And it's funny because I look at people all the time and they always like, yeah, trap star and trap this and trap that. A trap. You're literally talking about the trap that you're putting yourself in instead of trying to pull yourself out of the trap.
I think it's their influences, the people who they surround themselves with. Their inspiration sometimes isn't good. The people who they're looking up to sometimes aren't the best people to look up to. Again, books are a great escape. Find a character in a book. Some television shows are a great escape. There's families on TV that you can adhere to, be inspired by, and look up to. I remember watching the Jeffersons when I was a kid. They started off poor and they wound up rich, and I always said, I want to live with Weezy and George. I thought Manhattan would be fantastic. They had class, they were on top of the world, they came from nothing, and they ended up with a magnificent cleaning business. So people like George and Weezy, local people here like Marvin Walker, he owned a funeral home here in town. I looked up to people like them. I looked up to my teachers. I looked up to my grandmother. I looked up to my mother. I even looked up to my father. So it's all in your environment and who you look up to. And if you see that those people aren't doing anything positive, look in the mirror, ask yourself what you're doing, find some positive role models.
They don't have nobody to look up to. You understand what I'm saying? You got houses with single moms. The mom is the dad and the mom. The songs that are out are showing women so very little respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm out in the club and listen to the songs like degrading all women, period. Bitch bounce that ass, bitch bounce that ass, and this somebody's mama. This somebody's daughter. So that's why they become products of their environment. And people have low standards now. You know what I'm saying? So why would you aim for a high goal if they're showing you on TV? All you gotta do is have some Molly, a couple of thousand, and some jewelry, true legends, you good. You know what I'm saying? They feeling like that's the whole world. You gotta show the youth that we got a lot more than what you see before your eyes. And don't be afraid to be you at all. Never be afraid to be you.
Do all the things I like to do, and they be like, what you want to do, twin? Or what you really like to do, twin? You need to find something you like to do good. I'm good at doing construction shit, but it's like, where's my heart at? Where's my passion at? To wake up every morning to thank God that I'm out here still breathing and bless me to be in my right health and mind and giving me the strength to wake up in the morning, man. And when he gave me the strength to wake up in the morning, right after I say my prayers, man, I'm on it, man. I'm happy. I'm thankful.
Man, my number one thing when it comes to talking to the youth is to find consistency and something positive. If you're young, if you have aspiration to be a basketball player, then so be it. Don't allow anyone to take that dream away from you. And I say that because I got my dream deterred 5 different times. I went through 5 different things that I thought I wanted to be, but I always knew I wanted to be an actor. But because I was afraid of what people would think and how they would look at me and if anybody would even be behind me, that's where I allowed myself to be torn down. But I was rebuilt. I found consistency in something I love, and I stayed consistent. I stayed so consistent that people called me out the blue and asked me to come work on their projects now because I stayed consistent. J. Cole, shout out to J. Cole. He's a native of North Carolina. I'm a native of North Carolina. He said one of the illest lines, and he said, you chase your dreams and then you stop, you'll never know. So you can't be deterred. You can't be that raisin in the sun, a dream deferred. You can't be that. Because if you allow yourself to defer to something negative, you're going to get negative results. Meanwhile, if you stay consistent in something positive, you will get positive results. You will receive and reap positive benefits. And that's what you want. Nobody wants to spend their life in prison. But just like I said, Gigi Mines, he was talking about it. He was like, prison is big business. Big business. And without people going into those prison systems, they're not making no money. So they need that. But if you take it away from them, if you take away every opportunity they have to lock us up, to throw us in jail, to get us killed, because 9 times out of 10 we getting killed by each other. If you can take that away from them, kill them with kindness, kill them with positivity, then there's nothing that they can do. There's no way that they can touch you. And I don't care what it is. I remember for a long time I would go around and I tell kids, I don't care if you want to start an ant farm business, which sounds like really dumb. I don't care if you want to start an ant farm business. Do it, because I over time you will get something. And then finally my mentor came to me. He said, man, why don't you look up, and it comes back to research, why don't you look up who's making money off of ant farms? And I went and I Googled, and there's a man named Milton Levine making $17.6 million a year off of ant farms. How he's doing it, I don't know, but he had to start somewhere. And I read his story. He started off with some ants in a jar and was just looking at it. And his friends laughed at him. And now he's making $17.6 million a year. Don't ask me how. I didn't go that far into the research, but that just let me know that anything is possible. Anything is possible. You just got to push yourself, and you got to be willing to work extremely hard for it. And that's just the bottom line. You got to want it more than life itself. And my goal as an actor is to gain so much influence that I can spread so much love that evil is impossible and negativity cannot breathe.
A lot of kids from the ghetto feel like if I don't become an athlete or a rapper or what have you, or a singer or something like that, you won't make it. But I'm here to show people that as long as you put forth an effort, you can become the greatest in whatever you choose to do. And I'm hoping like hell that somebody's watching me right now and I can be their changing point. Because I come from the gutter, I ain't had nothing, period, point blank. But now what I got is potential. Story to give you, hope for you. I hope that you do something to show like it.
If there are children out there that, kind of want to be, they ask, what you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a fireman. Be that. Be that. Don't set no fires, put them out. Be that. Find out what you need to do to be a fireman and stick to that. If you want to be a movie director, do that. Dog, everybody got phones, cameras on phones, shoot your little movie, get your iPhone, get iMovie on this drink, and just do it. Start somewhere and do it. And don't let nobody change your path. Nobody. Your mama gonna call you dumb. Father gonna say, boy, I had this job set up for you. Boy, we farmers. This is what we do. I farmed, your grandfather farmed, your great-grandfather farmed, and his father farmed. But his father was a fucking slave. He ain't want to be no farmer. He was probably a blacksmith or something. Who knows? So find you a direction and you stick to it and you make the necessary sacrifices. Don't be stupid. I know, like I said, I know people, quitting their job. I quit my job so I could write more. But how you gonna pay your rent? You know what I'm saying? Right on your break. Right when you get home. Right when you can freestyle while you working. Do whatever you can do, but don't make foolish sacrifice, or what you call in the sac. Don't make foolish decisions and deem them to be sacrifices, because they're not that. They're just poor decisions. You got to take a chance on yourself, though. You got to shake up the dice and roll them. But don't bet your life. Say don't go all in. Do not go all in. Say, I can afford to spend this much money, this much time, pay my people this much, whatever, and you accomplish your goal, and that's it. Don't go crazy, dog, because once you're in the red, man. I'm telling you, I got a credit score of like nothing.
This is your wake-up call. Look yourself in the mirror, and then write down all the things that you're doing, good and bad. If the bad outweighs the good, you need to focus on the good and expand the good. This is a wake-up call. So whatever it is you're doing that's making you the product of this negative environment, stop it. If it means finding new friends, if it means going home late, spending more time in the library, go to the public library. It's open, really late every night. Stay in that public library until it's time to go home, take a shower, get into bed and sleep. Next day, do the same thing all over again. If you have to escape. I do believe in escapism. I really do. And sometimes in the projects, I would escape through my artwork, or I put some headphones on and I built little models, scale models of houses and buildings and museums. So I laid on the floor most of my childhood and made models, and that was my way of escaping. I would leave that environment and go to this little world And if you know me, and if you ever came to my house when I was a kid, you would know the floor was covered in little villages that I created, that I could walk you through and show you, my world. So escapism is a good thing. By any means, escape your environment if you can, but don't forget where you came from, because reality is what it is. It's reality. You can't necessarily escape reality, but you can for a moment.
Keep your head up out here. Just period for all the young black brothers. I'm one of y'all too, man. I'm with a single parent. I grew up in the same situation. But the thing is, we gotta keep our head up and truck harder, man, because whatever brick they throw at me, man, I'm gonna throw 10 on them back at they motherfucking ass, man. Keep your head up at all times, man. Never let nobody tell you what you can't do out here, man. Anything that can be accomplished out here in this world, man. No matter what you do. Whether they look at it as a bad sign or a good sign, whatever you do out here, you can do it, man. You put your mind to it, you can achieve that shit, man. We way smarter than any other race out here on this planet, man. Just cause this skin color we got, man, they hate a nigga, man. And that shit really fuck with me, but it make me grind triple the time that I need to grind, man. And my rent due today. Fuck that. She just called me a nigga. I'm finna grind for my rent to be due for 3 months straight now, nigga. You feel me? I'ma grind harder. That shit just pushed me, man. That shit mold me, man. And I hope it molds y'all to do the same thing, man. Cause this is what I do, man. I am a product of me, man.
We gotta be less of a product of our environment and more of a product of ourselves. Push more positive, less negative. And that's the only way us as a community as a whole can become one. Because I don't believe in the black race, the white race, the Indian race, the Chinese race, or the Asian community, the Spanish community. There's only one race, and it's the human race. And that's where we got lost at. We got lost in there with racism, and we're really screwed now. But I think that we can make it right through knowledge, education, and if people can be a little less stingy, because that's what it comes down to, stingy. People wanting the resources for themselves and not others. And when your resources are stolen, you end up becoming a product of your environment. It's never pretty. It's never pretty look.
Look what I got on.
Where else you gonna send me to? Excuse me.
See,
where else you gonna send me to?
This is real. We all out here, baby. This is real, man. You know, from down the air, all the way back to University home. But now we in the SWAT. We in the fold now. You feel me?
Book bag on deck. Ain't nothing really in the whip, man. I try to keep the whip as clear as possible because I don't want everybody eyes up in the car, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta roll back here because this is one of the most important pieces right here in the back window. I got 2 of them bad boys, yo. You gotta have it, yo. If you don't believe in nothing, then you losing. If you don't believe in nothing, you losing. But this right here, this is the closet. This is the closet where everything resides, and it's a little crazy. I just did a show in Birmingham, Alabama last night, but this is where we at, man. This is my boy Shabazz right here. He been in the trunk lately, man, but he who keep me company most nights, man, when I'm sleeping in the whip.
You been drinking?
Yeah.
Okay, just stay right there.
Gentrification is more than just living. You know what I'm saying? It's everything. We'll let you become the president of the United States, because guess what? Once we fuck up the world some more and blame it on your black ass, you know what I'm saying? It's more reason for us to usher in who we want, who's really gonna fuck it up, dog. Like, dog, Ronald Reagan fucked up the whole goddamn world.
You ready?
Yeah, you ready? Say who you are, say where you from, say what you doing.
Hey, man, you get your ass back in there behind the counter.
Get his ass on camera, man. Get his ass on camera. Get his ass on camera, yo. No. Get his ass on camera.
Chill, Frank. Just chill. Just chill. If you want to get in contact with me, very easy, very simple. At Barber T. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Barber T. What I got going on next? Be on the lookout for my new movies. One entitled Tangled and Twisted, which is about to drop at the beginning. Matter of fact, December 31st, New Year's Eve. It's dropping New Year's Eve. Dropping a trailer for that. And I got a comedy coming out from A to B, which we're shooting right now. So they'll both be dropping at the same time. TV shows, movies, magazine. It's your boy Barber T signing off, and I am a product of me.
You know what I'm saying, man? We hit this bit like this right here. Hi, BB! What's up, hi, BB? No, I ain't get out today. No, man.
Get out my terrorist.
I'm not a terrorist, I'm a terrorizer. Hey!
You know, like I said, you can't do it by yourself, and the people within the community gotta want you to help change it. You know, it's like I can make $1 million tomorrow, right? I'm not going back to hire my whole community. I can't. I'm not going to give nobody shit. So what I will do is I'll build a playground, right? But we got to stop our teenagers from writing all over the sliding board. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop, you know, the crackheads from smoking. It's a bunch of bags.
Well, I was born an artist. I do believe that. I believe God made me an artist, and He sent me down from heaven to create art on this planet. And I was also born a leader, and I know for a fact that He sent me here to lead. I heard Him say that.
Like I said, it was just by chance. Like I went to the art institute, and they told me I could pick any school, any art institute in the country. So that mean I had a way out. That mean I could leave. You know what I'm saying?
This room, you know, the cafeteria fights. Never starting them, but always being tempted to start. Not being tempted to start them, being tempted to participate in one. And I always succumbed to the temptation, and I seized the day. And every single one of them, they would say, "Don't mess with him. He's small, he's short, but he's strong." I don't regret those fights. I learned a lot. I wouldn't fight now for anything in this world.
Dog, we just got into it. Like we got Puerto Rico and Alaska and Hawaii and the U.S. Virgin Islands and shit like that. But the fucking Queen of England, Ben had Barbados. Oh man, how the fuck do you do that, dog? You don't belong here. This is not yours, dog. You don't even know how to live off of this land. You know what I'm saying? This land ain't gonna do nothing for you, but that's why they keep just enough of us there to teach them how to do things, and then they take the rest of us someplace else and, let's say, make us build the United States of America.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3
years?
All through your body. Anybody out there, my boy, you got them willing to take the first shot at it, man. Got this shit. Be sacrificing this nigga.
Yeah,
Watch out.
Watch out. Like I was saying though, I see myself in the next 3 years owning different salons across the United States.
First thing come out of his damn mouth is a salon. Man, come out of there. Next video over there, the goddamn snipping both seats.
See, this is what I gotta go through. This is my team right here. This is my team right here. Now, in the next 3 years, I see all of us coming up, doing our thing. Right now, what we got going on, we got a television show we're shooting about this barbershop, about the barber's life, called Street Cuts ATL. We got a comedy TV show that we're shooting called Loud TV, which is a mixture of probably Dave Chappelle and Living Color and Mad TV all rolled into one. We shoot this each and every, like, 2 to 3 times a week at our TV studio on Memorial Drive, 1599 Memorial Drive. You know what I mean? I see myself giving a whole lot of advice of future stuff, you know what I'm saying? Doing a lot of stuff, giving back to the community. That's what I see myself doing, period, point blank.
I see myself way ahead of this right now, man, you know? I see all of us way ahead of this. In 3 years, hopefully by the grace of God, I won't have to be right here in this store shooting another video about this shit. Now also, just expect me to just be on some more type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, from way beyond, it's just out here on the block grinding type shit.
Yo, this your boy Barber T, and I am a product of me.
Thomas Melton, aka Jiggy Myers, audio engineer, and I am a product of me.
It's your boy Twin, man, and I am a product of me.
I'm Gerald Bird, and I'm a product of me.
You think you're going to the fucking NBA or some shit?
I'm just
Hell
saying.
no. Look, man, the system got us fucked up. They got us down and want to keep us down, got us idolizing rappers and shit.
I'm just
When
saying.
was the last time you seen any lawyers or doctors paying any attention to the hood?
Never. I'm just saying.